checking back in with all of you. I hope that all of you are doing well. I wanted to look at the astrology for missing Johnny Gosch. Johnny Gosch went missing in 1982. I guess so you can see the chart. He went missing from West Des Moines, Iowa, September the 5th, 1982. If any of you want to pull a chart with me, the chart that I pulled is for 6:30 a.m. The police report said that he went missing here 6:30 a.m. West Des Moines, Iowa, 1982. If any of you want to pull a chart and look along with me. Please remember, this is just astrology. You do not have to take astrology as factual evidence. This is just me looking at the energy of the planets with these coordinates here. The day that he went missing, at the time that he was reported missing. I am going to map him out. I've been working, this is the area where he went missing here. He went missing at the 42nd Street of McCourt and Marcourt Lane and 42nd Street. This is what the area looks like. There's a house there now. He went missing on this corner here. In this neighborhood, a very nice neighborhood. So I'm not sure if he was on this corner or if he was on this corner. I don't know. So when I map him out, I'm going to do a map in the middle of, I'm just going to map him from the middle of the road and map the planets just coming out from the middle of the road. So that's what I did here. I put the map in the middle of the road, or my starting point in the middle of the road, and I'll map the planets out from there. So I wanted to just go over some of his astrology before we start mapping him, and tell you what I'm seeing as far as the astrology is concerned. Okay, so I do believe that so the astrology has him at the 8th degree. The 8th degree is a Pluto degree. It can rule kidnapping. It can rule that somebody wants to take possession of our victim. And the open enemy is also showing up over here in the 8th degree. That's not the best degree for a victim to show up in right away. It's not the degree that you want to see for a missing child. He's, like I said, he's been missing for over 40 years, over 42 years. So, like I said, he went missing in 1982. This boy is one of the first children to ever be put on a, this is what he looks like. He is one of the first to be put on a milk carton. He was a paper boy. He was working when he was taken, okay? So the astrology is reflecting that. So I do believe law enforcement does have the right time that he was possibly kidnapped is between 6 and 7 a.m. because the victim is showing up in Virgo, which is of service to others. So our victim was working. This Virgo rules the 6th house. It is how we are of service to others. He was delivering papers. He is being of service to others. He was dropping newspapers on people's doorsteps, okay? And he was working. This is the house where you have your work ethic, okay? That shows up for him. Oops, sorry. I just knocked into you. Okay. Now, I have Hygeia in the 11th house. So I do believe that when he was taken, there may have been something done that messed with his health a little bit, and it probably had something to do with his stomach. Virgo, he might have been a little nervous that morning, or the person who he was talking to may have been nervous. The sun is showing up in the first house, so this could be an older man that is nearby the victim or has been watching the victim. He's at the 12th degree. He could be a hidden older man. Okay, now our older man, like I'm going to tell you guys to please buy. Kirsty please buy Kirsty McIntosh's workbook. This book is wonderful. It's very helpful. Also buy her other book, volume 1 for astrology. She has 2 workbooks on Amazon, and you can purchase them, and they're decently priced. They're not expensive, and you guys can learn how to map victims and look for missing people as well. Okay, again, this is just astrology. You do not have to take any of the things that I'm saying as factual evidence. This is just astrology, but it is very interesting how a lot of this stuff starts to add up and really make sense. So like I said, this is just astrology. You don't have to take it as fact. You don't have to believe it. I believe this is God's wristwatch, and I believe that this is, when a person goes missing, especially when a person goes missing or there's a traumatic event, I believe that this is God's wristwatch, and this is how he keeps track of us down here. This is how he is able to tell us what's going on. Okay, so with our victim showing up in Virgo, I do believe that our victim may have had something with his stomach issues. It's Virgo is ruled by Mercury, also showing that he's in a neighborhood. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, so we could have a victim that's in a neighborhood who is of service because he's in Virgo. He could have been given something because Virgo does rule the small, like your intestines. It also rules issues, could have assimilation food issues as well. It rules the liver. So could he have been given something? Possibly. Or that his stomach became upset and he was nervous. That could also show up like that. And that, we're definitely dealing with someone who is working, and we're definitely dealing with 8th degree, which is a Pluto degree, which could mean assault, and it can mean, doing bad things. It is the house of death and rebirth, okay? So it's not the best degree. Where did I go? Give me 1 second. I just lost my map. Oh, you guys keep falling off the thingy. Okay. Here it is. Okay. All right. So the moon is also a second co-ruler of a victim. If our victim is showing up in Virgo, that means our victim is going to be ruled by Mercury. We have Mercury at a 9th degree. So that can mean that our victim was in a neighborhood because he's being ruled by Mercury. 9th degree is travel. And we also have our Mercury is in the 2nd house. The 2nd house is notorious for a victim being looked at as a possession. That a victim is no longer really looked at as human. They are looked at, now this is in crime, okay? Please don't think that if your sun sign is in the 2nd house, I mean you're going to be a victim of a kidnapping. That's not what I mean. This type of astrology that I'm looking at is different than your natal chart, okay? This is Forensic Criminal Astrology. It is a different way of looking at the houses and the planets. So each planet has a beautiful side, an angelic side, a positive side, and a planet has a neutral side, and then a planet has a dark side. So when you're doing crime and when you're looking at some of the taboo subjects and you're looking at some of the darkness that these planets can bring forward in a crime chart, I'm going to talk about more so of the negative issues of these planets. Okay, So sorry, my daughter's blasting music. Okay, so if you look, Saturn is here. Saturn can rule a physical body. Can also mean that our victim was under some type of control. Okay, and that the victim is looked at as a possession, the victim is looked at as profit, and the victim is looked at as there's some value to them. Okay, with Libra, that is an open enemy. Libra in crime charts rules the 7th house, which rules an open enemy. Anyone who is not us. This is the victim. This is how the victim, where the victim is, what the victim's doing, the circumstances surrounding the victim, and this is the open enemy to the victim. It's in Libra. That means that it's an open enemy. Could the victim have known this person? I'm not sure. They may have known of this person. They may have seen them, but this person is definitely could be known to the victim, but they would be looked at as an open enemy to the victim. Believe these rule the north direction, I believe. So the Pisces is showing up for our open enemy to the victim. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. But when you're doing true crime and you're doing location criminal astrology, you want to look at Jupiter. And Jupiter would be our open enemy. He's at the 6th degree, meaning he's trying to be either of service to our victim, or he is, the 6th degree rules Virgo, so he's either with the victim because the 6th degree rules Virgo, or he's directly in front of our victim at this time in the neighborhood. The 3rd house rules, why do you keep falling over? I'm really sorry. The 3rd house rules the neighborhood. It also rules younger children. It rules neighbors, siblings, things of that nature. So could this person have been a nearby neighbor? Could this person have been in a nearby town? Possibly. The spirit box that we did showed Boston. I think they said 24 Boston Way. So let me see if I can pull that address up. Now that's just a spirit box. You don't have to take a spirit box as fact. But I do think it's interesting that we had a spirit box mention 24 something. They said 24 something Boston Lane or Boston Way. I couldn't quite make it up, but something 24. Let's just say 24. Now, I'm just entering an address. Doesn't mean that this person is guilty, but it's just something I heard over a spirit box. I mean, this happened in 1982. You know, God only knows. So I just wanted to, there is a Boston Avenue, and my spirits did mention, so I'm just going to put off of Martin Luther Parkway. The spirits mentioned Fox Creek, and the spirits also mentioned Boston Avenue or Boston Way. Like I said, I couldn't quite make it out. So let's just see how far apart that is from where he got kidnapped. Not far. Look at that. That is not far at all. So the spirits mentioned Boston, a Boston road. And there's two Boston roads nearby. And like I said, they also mentioned Fox Creek over a spirit box session. So these addresses are not that far apart. Look at that. Just maybe a little over a mile, really. Not far. So I find that very interesting because it just came over a spirit box, and that's really not, these addresses are really not that far apart. Look at that. Not that far apart at all. Okay, so let's just go back to looking at the map. So what's it say about our open enemy to our victim? So if our open enemy is showing up in Pisces, at the 8th degree. They don't have good intentions. Okay, so we could be looking, we'll look at Kirsty's book, what she says about someone who is showing up as an open enemy in Pisces, which would be ruled by Jupiter. In her book, she says Pisces gives a short, odd-looking body, clean complexion, the color thick, thick shoulders, brown hair, an idle body, dreamy looking, or someone who looks visibly or mentally impaired. A person who has alcohol or drug affected at times. Alcoholism could be present. Pisces on the 7th indicates the alcoholic, the drug addict, that they could be a religious zealot. You probably could be, just in my own personal opinion, you could be looking at someone who is a religious zealot but doesn't practice what they preach, right? Kind of someone like that. That, they expect everyone else to be holier than thou, but they aren't really holy. They're not living the best. They're not living the life that they should, but they can tell other people about God and all that kind of stuff. So religious zealots, especially when in conjunction with Neptune or Pisces, it can show somebody who is not in their right mind, someone who is insane, someone who has insanity issues, drug use. The person may be described as thin, dark hair, usually deep set or piercing light blue eyes, martyrdom, sacrificing and occult-related crimes, feet-related, inward, feet, or pigeon-toed person. Okay? So that's just a description of what an open enemy could possibly look like that may have taken Johnny. Okay? If you look, Jupiter is next to Mars, which rules a car. I do believe that, or it could rule a head injury. It could rule a car. Now, or that someone took action against him. And if you look, I pulled the asteroid Johnny right here, and it is right next to the open enemy in the 3rd house. So this means that Johnny is in a neighborhood, because this is his neighbor. This is a neighborhood. The 3rd house rules your neighborhood. I have Johnny in his neighborhood, and I have the open enemy in the neighborhood. Johnny is at the 2nd degree, which again rules kidnapping, where Johnny is looked at as value, Johnny is looked at as a possession, and he is looked at as someone wants to possess him that there's a value to them. And sometimes we look at this value as, do they keep the victim, or do they get rid of the victim? Do they maintain the victim to make money off the victim, or is there some type of value to that victim that they have to get rid of the victim because they themselves, have to get rid of physical evidence? So I would say that Pluto is here in the 2nd house as well. Also started using an asteroid by the name of Lucifer. If you guys watch Rasa Healing, he talks about Rasa Healing is another astrologer that I really like and watch his channel a lot. He's very positive. It's not that he does true crime. I'm really trying to watch and learn from everybody. I like to watch and learn all astrologers so I can learn from everyone. So Lucifer on your natal chart is a place where evil can, just a place where you got to be careful, because that's where evil could kind of linger on your natal chart. It's a place to be careful, okay, to not let evil in. But on a crime chart, I'm assuming that Lucifer is where the evil did get in. So this is an open enemy, is evil. He is conjunct Pluto, which rules the planet of possessions, which rules the planet of other people's money, which rules the planet of death and rebirth, and that our victim could be under some sort of transformation, okay? A transformative energy that could be very stressful. And this would be very evil, okay? I would say this open enemy, which Libra rules the 7th, would be very evil, okay? And because he's showing up at the 6th degree, he was trying to probably look like it was trying to be of service to our victim, but he had other intentions with the victim because he's looking at the victim as a possession, as value. Now, the moon is in the 8th house of death. Aries is ruling this house. Pisces and Aries is in here. So, the moon is at 6 degrees. Again, that is the same degrees of Virgo, being of service. So this is the second co-ruler of a victim. I believe that he was put in a car. He may have had been given some type of, he could have been given something. His head may have been covered, or he could have been hit over the head. With Aries there, that rules head injuries, the face, the eyes, and the head, and that our victim possibly was put in a vehicle and covered up and hidden. Now, at the end of the matter, at the 4th house, I have Sagittarius. I have Neptune there. So Pisces is ruling the open enemy. And, at the end of the matter, I do have Pisces there. Jupiter, we look at Jupiter as the direct open enemy. But it is interesting here that I have Neptune really close hugging that IC. The IC is the root of the matter. And that's at a 4th degree. So that means I believe he was taken back to a home. Sagittarius could have been travel. He could have been, again, with a religious zealot, because then we do have some fanatical people that can be Sagittarians with religion. They can, in crime, okay? Again, please don't get this confused. Don't look at your own personal astrology chart and think that that's what this means. Sagittarius can mean they were brought near a school, a college, a place of learning, a place of outdoors, a place where there could be sporting events nearby, or hunting or games nearby, or a school or college, or near a church with Sagittarius there. I also have Johnny in the end of the matter with Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is at an 8th degree. I pulled Johnny here. So I have 2 asteroids that rule Johnny. I have Johnny Davis and I have Jonathan. I have Johnny, or this one's Johnny Davis and this one's Johnny. Okay? So Johnny Davis is in the 3rd house, which means he's in a neighborhood, and he would be looked at as a possession where there's possible trafficking or kidnapping. And then I have Johnny here in the 6th degree, where he was working. He was of service to someone when he got taken. Okay, Black Moon Lilith to me means that he was secluded. 8th degree, again, we have 8th degree here, 8th degree here, 6 degrees. I don't think he was taken far. And that, the Spirit Box did say something about Boston Avenue, Boston Way, Boston. They talked about Fox Creek. I don't think that he was taken very far, because this could be 4 miles, this could be 8 miles, and he was hidden. And this is in the 8th degree. This is very dark, okay, guys? I'm just going to say that he was captured. I believe that he was hidden. And this is people's deepest, darkest desires. I mean, I really don't want to get into it, but Black Moon Lilith, at the end of the matter, it's not good. At the 8th degree is someone took possession of him. Someone wanted control of him, because Capricorn is here. So we're looking at power and control. Do what I say. Do what I say kind of thing. Kind of authority, taking authority over him and doing horrible things with Black Moon Lilith there, okay? So, it's a very sad chart. How law enforcement is looking at it, I believe law enforcement is looking at 2 people possibly in the neighborhood, or in the nearby town. I do believe with Hades at the MC line that law enforcement would probably, or people believe that he was taken and hidden. Taurus is in the 9th house. I mean, that, again, Taurus rules someone being kidnapped or possession or looked at as value, and there could be some traveling involved. So I do believe law enforcement is looking at me, possibly had two suspects that they were really focused on. Celine is here. That's them shining a light. Celine can represent, you know, she's the opposite of Dark Moon Lilith, really. I mean, Black Moon Lilith, she's the darkness of the of people's secret hidden desires, and Selena is like the light. So law enforcement is shining a light on they possibly had two suspects. So we'll go ahead and map him out. I just wanted to show you the astrology for now. I'll probably break down more when I can, but this is what I have for now, and we'll go ahead and start mapping him out this week, okay? So I just wanted to show you the astrology for now. This is part 1, and we'll do part 2 soon. All right, blessed be kind, everyone. Take care of everyone. Be good to each other. Bye-bye now.